Bidders, widows, balls of ghouls, how you all doing? There is nothing I like better than watching a team that I assume has faked some stuff in the past go to a place that I have been to and make some, well, bold claims. For example, violent poltergeist caught on camera our nightmare at the Four Crosses Haunted Inn. I've been to the Four Crosses Haunted Inn twice. The first time, nothing happened at all. I'm not going to be looking at the full video. It's a specific claim. I mean, this violent poltergeist was so violent. Watch what it does. It's scary.
We're in the twin bedroom.
Oh, what the fuck? What?
It threw a ball. Now, did it throw a ball? Or has the ball rolled? And I can describe and I can explain why this ball rolled quite easily because I have been here twice. I have stayed here twice. And there's an issue with the Four Crosses that you have to be careful of.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Where did that pink ball come from? That's going to be quite important. Now, if it was on this unit at the back, away from the edging, yeah, that could be kind of weird. But at the end of the day, it's a round object in a rickety old building. And when I say rickety, I mean really rickety. This room, for example, the dolls on the shelves vibrate when trucks and cars go past. And even though I can't really hear any trucks or cars passing, I assume they've got like the dead cats things on their microphones and the windshields. Watch where this ball came from, because they put it back where it came from.
What the fuck, dude?
This is the violent poltergeist activity, by the way.
We've had those set up for like 20 minutes now.
What are the fucking odds of that?
Ball rolling off a shelf. Pretty high. Pretty high.
We just started filming too.
And we started rolling like fast because this REM pod started going off. Oh my god.
They threw it.
They threw it!
I mean, let's be fair. That, they threw it after a ball has rolled. That could be quite interesting. But these devices, I mean, this looks 3D printed. I don't know who makes it, what company, whatever. But if these things are loaded with words or paranormal investigations, thrown through it, demon, shadow, the words are all linked to the paranormal, and the chances of you capturing one that actually fits pretty high. Still, can't just throw that away. Apparently a ball got thrown, and this device said they threw it. Cool.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, dude?
Can you do the other one? We have some ping pong.
Look where these balls are. They're teetering. This one's not. It's wedged between 2 feet that are pointed upwards. That one's not going to go. But look, they're all teetering. Now, has a violent poltergeist thrown something at them to give them nightmares? Or has a ball just rolled off a shelf? Bearing in mind, if you watch Three Spires, Real Evidence, mine or anyone else has been there, all you hear is traffic going past all night. It's the noisiest place I've ever gone to. It's very atmospheric, but it's very noisy, and you have to discount things. Right, this picture there. When you're in this room and a vehicle passes, you hear this picture rattling on the wall. I'm sure Three Spires filmed it happening. But this ball was there. Watch the way he puts it on there. He's struggling to keep it on the shelf.
Pretty.
You put it on there, and then you had to roll it back 2 or 3 times in order to get that ball to stay. But look, they're all overhanging in a room with the main road outside of it, and vibrations are going to cause these to go. They also use, as you can see there, dowsing rods, DR60, all of the stuff that will give you false positives. But this is not the bit I want to get. The previous poltergeisty thing they get excited about is a tap turning on by itself. Now, Four Crosses is a very old, very dilapidated building. They've started to do some work in there. The last time I went, it was actually the cleanest I've ever seen it. But there's issues. The window frames are all broken and loose, and drafts coming in, curtains blowing and things like that. So obviously, with me being to the Four Crosses, I've never experienced a tap turning on by itself. Now, I'm not saying that they faked this, but they don't look for a logical explanation. But let's have a look. Soon, something would happen that would change our lives forever.
Where's that plug that you got, Connor? Alright.
Paul returned while we were getting ready to investigate upstairs. So, somebody that's with them is missing. Worth noting.
Like Chase when we go out there.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, Colin and I can never remember his brother-in-law's name. They start to go up the stairs and then they hear the following.
Alright, you got your camera? Wait, turn it on. Wait.
Unfortunately, there's this weird sound effect in the background and little tinkly drums going off in the background, and there's an ass in front of the camera. We don't know if somebody's gone in the bathroom, turned the tap on, and then run off, because we can't hear and we can't see. Did Colin not realise he was filming? This is why this shot is so bad, where he's filming the wall. That's possible. But let's see what this poltergeist did.
That's a sink running.
It's a tap.
Must be up there, is it?
Yeah, it's up here.
Wait, no, I'm still rolling on this, actually. What the f***? Where's that f***ing coming from? Don't tell me. Bro, I'm gonna f***ing freak out. Paul! Come up here.
I'll never, ever understand for the life of me people that claim to be investigators and ghost hunters experiencing something and don't point the camera where the thing is happening. Why are you calling Paul and filming your brother-in-law's midsection and a banister? Get the camera in there. Show us straight away. The stopping, the not running directly up there. It boggles my mind a little bit, but here we go.
Are you serious? Yo, what the f***, bro?
So the tap is clearly running. We can hear it. Can we see it? Right. So this tap is running. That tap isn't exactly pouring with water, is it? It hasn't been opened fully. That is a very, very small stream. I'm not saying that this has been staged. What I'm saying is, potentially, has somebody gone to the toilet, washed their hands, slapped the top of the tap down, not quite got it all of the way. You've all gone downstairs, you're getting all excited, and then as you go back up the stairs, you hear water running. Probably, because of all of the people that are going... Of all of the people that have gone to this place that I have watched, and I've watched a lot here, I have never, ever heard of this tap turning on. There's also, you've got to take into account natural phenomena that can turn taps on. Washers start to go, and as the washers perish or stick, then the taps build up pressure, and they can slowly turn themselves on, or they can blast on full blast. I'm not saying they've got to get spanners and take the taps apart, but maybe at least go back through your footage and check that nobody left that tap on that you're aware of and things like that. But if you're doing an investigation, then wiggle the tap top. See how easy it is to leave on accident. Or if you're utterly convinced that that tap has turned itself on, turn it back off and leave a static camera in there pointing at it.
Yo, what the f***, bro? Dude, I got full body. Has anybody been up here since we were up here?
No. Tap's on.
Oh my god. I don't think we've ever had that before. Ever, bro. Wait, turn the light on. I don't even want to touch it.
See, it's not exactly pissing out, is it? So they go up, tap's running, you can barely see it. So this is the shot we get a good look at the tap. So they're not lift or slap down taps like they look. They twist taps. And this tap is physically just not closed all the way off like this one is. And so, before we look at the paranormal, we have to consider, has somebody simply gone to the toilet? Zip, lob. Full flow, Now I must wash my hands because that's what people do. Most people do. Some people don't. Ugh. They've gone in there. They've turned the tap on. They've washed their hands. There's a towel. There's towels and all sorts in there. They've slapped the tap to turn it off, and they've left it running ever so slightly. Dried their hands, walked out, and completely forgotten, not noticing they've left the tap on. That is far more a logical conclusion to come to than the tap has turned itself on, or a ghost has turned the tap on. If this was full blast, throwing water out, even then, what could it be? Well, we all know that when washers, you may not know actually, washers inside of the taps, they perish over time. And over time, they can get stuck or they can break completely. And taps can, in fact, turn themselves on because the washer stops. The washer that's supposed to stop the pressure just fails, and the tap will slowly turn itself on. I don't think that's what's happened there because it hasn't gained any momentum. Is this just somebody accidentally left the tap on? Probably. If it was full bore, just throwing water out, even then I'd be like, have we checked the washer? I'm not saying they've got to take spanners with them and take it apart and etc. But maybe at least touch the tap a bit.
Holy fucking shit, dude. Yeah, this was not on when we were up here.
No, nobody's been up.
What the fuck?
What the f? I can't believe that we got that on camera. Yo, that's one of the...
Technically, you haven't got it turning on camera. You've got it being on camera. Okay, so give the tap a little nudge. See how much it takes to turn it on to the flow that you had. Anything other than just stand there looking at it, please.
Holy fuck, dude. Let me turn my night shot off.
And that's it. They don't test the tap. They don't even say, like, oh, could you do that again? And then leave a static camera pointing in the bathroom, and they don't leave a camera in the bathroom. They don't leave it on the hallway looking at the bathroom. Nothing. It's just, they walk in potentially at the end of an event, probably not an event, and then do nothing with it. Sad to see that. So, did I debunk anything? Well, gravity in a ball in a rickety building where traffic causes things to vibrate and move. I think we can safely say that ball falling was not paranormal. Now, the counter-argument from Colin is probably going to be something along the lines of, there were 4 balls up there, why didn't the others fall? Pure luck, pure chance, pure positioning. Oh, well, the tap's never turned on for anyone else, according to you. No, which leads me to believe that somebody just left it on accident. But there's no investigation into it. There's no wiggling of the tap. There's no, leave the tap just at the point where it's going to turn on, like somebody hasn't closed it properly, and see if it pushes itself back open, which could happen. Instead, it's just like, dude, bro, oh my god, oh shit. On to the next. There's claims throughout this video, to be fair. There's noises in the basement. Go and sit in that basement for yourself. It's a noisy basement. There's some sort of water pressure or heating system down there that kind of bangs and stuff. You'll have seen me investigating there, and it banged after James from Staffies was telling us about it, and it scared the shit out of 3 people. I just sat there laughing at them all for jumping. Noise travels really badly in this building. There's a lot of contamination from traffic, and you have to work quite hard to separate what's coming from where, which is why my video hasn't come out yet. I'm still trying to work out where the hell noises are coming from, because there's always cars passing. The weirdest thing with Colin's video is not hearing the traffic. This road is so busy 24/7, 365 days a year. This road being that quiet, I just found so bizarre. It was weird. Almost like they filtered the traffic noise out. I'm not saying they have. Maybe, I don't know, they closed the road down for the night. Not Colin, that's a bit beyond. Maybe there was some work going on somewhere and the road is being closed off, but that road is so busy all night. I mean, when I went there, I had about an hour and a half sleep if I was lucky. Every 4 or 5 seconds, and you get lorries coming past, and it shakes the room that you're in, and the windows bang, and somehow they didn't capture any of that, and that's kind of weird. So for, this really noisy building, they didn't capture much in the way of traffic noise and stuff. And Colin's video doesn't sound like anyone else's. Everybody else's video that I watched that goes here you just hear traffic and trucks and all sorts all night. The downstairs bar, you hear pops and stuff where things are driving past. So noisy. Colin's got next to no background noise, no ambient noise from there. Now, he does have these spooky audio tracks in the background, which I dislike any channel doing. It ruins the ambience, it takes me out of it, but you know, that's their personal choice. I'm not slating them for it. But it's like, how can you get a feel for the building, and how can we tell what's paranormal or not when there's this constant drone of spooky music, so we can't hear the real sound of that building, because that is a noisy building. So there we go. No major debunk, no me shouting you're fake or anything like that, but claims of a violent poltergeist. Well, a poltergeist caught on camera, or a nightmare at the Four Crosses Inn. Well, I didn't see anything violent. I saw a tap get potentially left on by someone, and then you get scared by it. And I didn't see a poltergeist throw a ball. I saw a ball bounce on the floor after you'd shouted oh shit and turned, because it was already on its way. So we haven't seen it from the resting point to where it landed. We had no idea where the ball came from until you put it back. So no, I didn't see any violent poltergeist activity. I didn't see the nightmare at the Four Crosses Inn. We saw the tail end of a ball just falling off a shelf and potentially somebody leaving a tap on. I know you've got to get people in, I know you've got to get people to watch, but even the reactions after the fact, it's like, if that was a violent poltergeist, why didn't it throw a doll off the shelf? And you'd still have to take into account vibrations. But a violent poltergeist, and all it was capable of doing was nudging one ball that's teetering on the edge. Not a violent poltergeist by any stretch of the imagination. So do please let me know your thoughts on the comment section down below. Don't go over to the channel. I'm giving them any grief in this. It's just matter of fact. Balls roll, taps can turn themselves on, or people have potentially just left them on. Building is loud. Building vibrates a lot. That can account for pretty much everything that you've experienced in this video. The app was kind of cool though after the ball rolled off the shelf. I mean, after the ghost threw a ball, the app did said, I threw it or we threw it. It's a cool little coincidence there. Much love to you all. Beardo out.